Governor, at a time when you've offered an austere budget to Vermonters, how do you respond to criticism that a lot of your administration officials are making a lot more money than similar positions did during the Douglas administration?
Well, first of all, I'd ask to check the math on that. I don't think they're making a lot. What I can tell you is that some of them are making more money, others are making less money than their predecessors. But here's the point. I think we've all recognized that we have a dual task here. The first is to balance the budget so that our expenses and our expenditures and our promises meet the ability of Vermonters to pay. That's a tough job. The tougher job is to get broadband to every last mile by 2013, to pass the first single-payer healthcare system in the country so we can get healthcare costs under control. Get this number. We are spending $5 billion right now on healthcare. You know that we were spending $2.5 billion just 10 years ago. We will be spending an additional $1.6 billion by 2015 if we don't get healthcare right. That's all coming out of the pockets of hardworking Vermonters. So the point is, we've got an ambitious agenda. I hired the best people that I could to get the job done. I've heard from Republicans, and Democrats, and independents, and progressives throughout the state. Wow, what a great team you put together. And you get what you pay for.
So you don't think it's a problem that it's going to cost $400,000 more for your team than it did Douglas's team?
$400,000 more. I think that the Free Press did a better job on this story than 7 days.
What is the number then?
Well, we can get that for you. I don't have it on top of my head, but our Secretary of Administration has some idea.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, just to point out something that you made sure that we all had to understand was that any increases had to stay within people's FY12 budget target. So there's no increase over, the budget that was presented. As a matter of fact, as you know, the governor outlined a $12 billion government savings program on his first day in office, and we're making good progress there. The only way I could see that you would come up to anywhere even close to that figure, which we don't believe is accurate, and we have reached out to the reporter to say, how did you come up with this? Because we can't come anywhere within not even half of that, less than a quarter of that. Is if you sort of said, well, there was no deputy commissioner, or there was no position at all. So if you add in from a vacancy to a full-time position, that looks like a lot of money. That's different than increasing salaries for a secretary or a commissioner. I think our numbers, we still want to confirm it with the reporter, but we're looking at like a quarter of that in terms of salary increases.
Well, given that state employees have taken a 3% cut and other hits, do you have any words about personal sacrifice your folks might make?
Well, as I just said, I hired the best people I could to get the job done. I think that if you check the Free Press story of this week, written by Nancy Remsen, you'll find that the numbers are not all that different from the previous administration, and we're trying to get tough things done, and we need good people to do it.